All right, good afternoon and thanks for allowing the swap. Kara's en route. My name is Deidra Murch and I'm the home care director and one of the vice presidents at 1199, representing over 14,000 PCAs who care for individuals with physical and intellectual disabilities. All of these folks are funded through Medicaid. We've been testifying about problems with PCA payroll now. I counted, this is the 12th year. And to be honest, I'm really tired of testifying about this. And I bet you guys are pretty tired of hearing about this too. Though to be honest, none of us are as tired as our members are of not being able to count on their paychecks on a Friday. In November alone, according to DSS, 5,000 PCA paychecks were shorted or missing entirely. 5,000 in 1 month. Today, almost 4 months later, 1,000 are still unpaid. Since then, we've had nearly a dozen PCAs report being evicted from their homes. In November, we worked with a PCA, Senator Lesser helped us out quite a bit with this one, and her son, who has a spinal cord injury, and open wounds, who were living in their car after they were evicted from the hotel they were staying in. In December, DSS and the Workforce Council heard from Jashelle, who's en route also, and you'll hear from her today, who was living under a bridge in Bridgeport after her pay stopped. She and a friend took turns watching each other while the other one slept to stay safe. In January, we watched a PCA close to many of us descend into a psychiatric crisis because she lost access to her medication when both she and her consumer were cut off Husky without notice and her paychecks stopped. Years of stability were destroyed for 2 families within a matter of months. And today we have a PCA here, Kimi, in the audience whose car was repossessed when his pay stopped and will be auctioned 9 days from today because he hasn't been paid since October. He still cares for his mother because care doesn't stop even when the paycheck does. Like Ally, GTI simply can't do the job, but is making a much greater profit to leave PCAs falling short. In 2024, the year GTI took over the PCA contract, their annual profits doubled from the prior year to $75 million. But the problems are not just GTI, they're actually closer to home with DSS. DSS has been unwilling to notify PCAs if their consumers face Medicaid eligibility problems that are going to stop their paychecks. Further, DSS has made huge sweeping policy changes without notifying either PCAs or the union. Most recently, a unilateral change switched consumer budgets from annual to monthly. Consumers received notice via a letter sent on September 30th for a new policy that was set to take effect October 1st. That's 1 day notice. To make matters worse, GTI didn't do the math correctly. We found and reported countless examples to DSS where the monthly hours budgeted didn't actually add up to the annual budgeted hours, which effectively blocks consumers from using all of their budget allocated to them. In all instances, the same number of hours was assigned to each calendar month, whether that month had 28 days or 31 days. I'm sure it's not going to be a surprise to you all to hear that consumers don't need less care and can't suspend their disabilities for a few days in the longer months. To Commissioner Barton Reeves' credit, she has paused the policy shift from annual to monthly budgets, and she is working with us to try to make PCAs whole for hours worked in October and November. But as of today, we still don't have a payment date for the 1,000+ people that are still missing money from October or November. And in the meantime, countless PCAs continue to live and work out of their cars or from homeless shelters or motels until these problems are fixed. And finally, while we share the Office of Policy and Management's goal of reducing payroll errors and providing wraparound services to assist consumers with employer functions, we're really worried about the proposal to shift all consumers to Medicaid waivers and sunset CFC. We're concerned that a major programmatic shift like that is much more likely to create a huge amount of chaos for PCAs and consumers when right now, stability is desperately needed. While we appreciate the intent shared by them, we believe the solution is not capping enrollment, but instead bringing PCA payroll in-house, as there are a variety of ways the state already fulfills the payroll function for other workers. So we urge you to reject the CFC proposal and instead increase transparency and accountability with GTI, or frankly, to get rid of them entirely. We need a payroll system that allows PCAs to get back to the job they're called to do, caring for their loved ones so their consumers can live independently with dignity and purpose in their own homes. Thank you.
Thank you.